Oh, it's Wade. Wade. All right. Okay. So first is the cornea. Do I have a headset I can use? Oh yeah. Anyway, so ouch. I still have to connect it. But I'm clear. Wait. All right. So the cornea is like this. As you can see, the corneal dimension, you have your vertical and horizontal. As I've said, the horizontal is not the same as the vertical because the cornea is not aspherical. Correct. Other than that, as you can see, it's aspheric. So if you are to look, there's a difference when it comes to the looks that the vertical appears to be smaller. And why is that? Because of the insertion there of the superior. So you can see in the inferior part. So it appears to be smaller than your horizontal. So the cornea is not symmetrical. Okay, so as I've said, um, Mari, have you tried looking at someone's eyes? Do you know that the left and the right are not the same?
Yes, Doc.
Correct. The opening alone is not the same. The aperture is not the same. So even if you try, I don't know about you, but my feet, the left is smaller than my right. So if you are going to be more particular, it's really not symmetrical. Okay, most of uh, you know, probably even your hands, if you are thorough enough, you would notice that they're not actually exactly the same. Okay, same with the cornea because it is not symmetrical and corneal curvature flattens towards the periphery, which makes it aspheric. Correct? So far, so good. No questions. All right. So corneal shape, it is a meniscus lens because as a meniscus lens, here I go again. Let me know if you can see my drawing. Can you see my whiteboard? All right. So this is the front, which is a plus, and this is the back, which is a minus. So this is what you call a meniscus. Are we clear? So if you're asked, what's a meniscus? This is a meniscus, you know, like that. Clear? Are we clear so far? All right. Going back. So it's not a solid of rotation about any axis. Front apical radius is 7.8, about 43 in diopter. So a little lesser than 44, of course. So a little on the flatter side. Back apical radius is about 6.5 minus 6.15 diopter. Actual refractive index is about 1.376. Or in, remember, when we calculate for the base curve last Saturday, we said 1.3375. Okay, so at least you have an idea. So this is not optically homogeneous because again, the cornea has how many layers again? Wait, how many layers?
Five, Doc.
Okay, six. Five. Six if you add Dua's layer, correct? All right. So the N represents the ground substance or the gag. So the gag is ground substance. And of course, the collagen. Okay. So as you can see here, this is your corneal profile. 78% is water. So, do you know what you are composed of? Wait, what are you? 80% water? 90% water? 100% water? You're already a water. What are you? Do you know your composition? It hurts so. Do you know? Ah, you don't. Okay. Who can answer? It's too loud, babies. Anybody can answer. You are composed of how much water? How many percent?
How many percent, Anya?
Ah, yeah?
How many percent of water content are we have in our body?
Huh?
Content
Our
in
body. 60%? Is that for real?
What's your source?
Okay. So,
What's the answer?
whichever is your data, as you can see, for the corneal composition, that is 78% water. 15% collagen, 5% other parts, 1% the ground substance. And then you have the epithelium, which is 10% of the corneal weight, which is wet. So this is your transverse section of the cornea, wherein you have the A, B, C, D, E. So the anterior epithelium, which is the outermost. Then you have the Bowman's membrane, the stroma, the corneal stroma, if you want, so that you can finish the A, B, C, D, E. And then you have the decimase and the duous layer there, as you can see. Then the endothelium. So that is your cornea transverse section. So the epithelium, regular and smooth, uniform in thickness, tear layer substrate. So as we all know, the epithelium is the outermost layer. Okay? And as you can see, by structure. So what are the structures that you can see? So even with the layers of the cornea, there is a sublayer as for the epithelium. So the epithelium is how many layers do you know? Do you know? Do you know? You don't know? We know? We will know. Okay, so it's a 5-layered structure. Wait, it's a 5-layered structure. Am I clear? Is that clear? All right. So we have squamous cells, which is the surface, the wing cells, and the columnar cells. Wait. You said 5 layers. Then how come there's only 3? Correct? Can someone explain to me why it's called 5-layered structure? Where, well, in fact, you can see there are only 3: the squamous cells, the wing cells, and the columnar cells. Do you know the breakdown? Anyone? Anybody? Nope. You know, you don't know? Okay, we'll explain. Anyways, the cell turnover from basal to surface, it's 7 days. What does that mean? Can someone explain to me? What does that mean? Other than Wade, anyone can answer. Can someone let me know if somebody messaged or typed their answer through the chat box? So what is this? It's like, remember, we have dead skin from the inner, and it will go to the surface and then will change. We are like shedding. You know shed? Do you know the word shed? It's like a snake. A snake sheds, right? They change their skin. So it's like shedding. That's your cell turnover from basal to surface. Is that clear? Okay. I think it's better to use my laptop because I can't see if they have, I can multitask. Anyway, so this is the breakdown of the 5 layers. So the reason why it's 5 layers, because 2 surface cells, 2 layers of surface cells, 2 layers of wing cells and 1 basal cells equal. What's the answer? 5, right? 5. Very good, very good. Okay, so this is what it is. So that's your epithelial cells. So which one is the You already see there. There's a squamous, as you can see from the surface. You have the wing cells and the basal cells. There's only 3 anyways, right? So it should be easy. And then other cells under the basal layer, we have the melanocytes, the macrophages. Um, do you know what macrophages are? This is basic in anatomy, right? And physiology. So, can someone say, ouch? Can someone explain macrophage? Is this something that you eat? Macrophage, a fudge bar. Okay, so I'm getting so much proactiveness online. Are you getting it, Wade? Yes, so far? Are we learning
Ah,
online?
Doc, may mga nag-raisins po. Hindi mo po ata nakikita.
Exactly. That's why I can't see. What does it say? Can you help me? Wait. What's the question?
May mga
Guys,
ano po sa chat box, Doc. Sa,
answer. They want to answer?
may nag-type na po na answers nila, Doc, sa chat box.
Okay, very good, very good, very good. We'll check that out. Okay. Now, no questions so far. Is there any questions? Wait. No questions. All right. So the microplicae and the microvilli is something that you have to understand. Why is it wet? So if I am to understand, whenever you take a bath, what happens? Whenever you take a bath, you get wet, correct? So how do you dry up? Sorry, Wade.
Use of towel po, Doc.
Very good. The towel. The towel is like your microplicae and microvilli. Okay? It gets wet, right? And it's wet. Once it's wet, it's wet, correct? So there's like water retention, correct? So that's the looks of your microvilli and microplicae. So the basement membrane, which is the basal lamina, has an interface between the basal layer of the epithelium and the Bowman's layer. Thickness about 10 to 65 nanometer. Okay, so this is how it is. You'd notice that there's adhesion. Adhesion is like sticking together, correct? Of what is sticking together from the anterior epithelium, it's not separated from the Bowman's membrane, correct? Because there's adhesion, correct? Like, do you use adhesive like Mighty Bond, Ultra Glue, whatnot, right? Okay. So uh, there's an adhesion. So the Bowman's layer is next, a cellular differential anterior stroma, mainly collagen with the GAG, which is the ground substance, plus collagen fibrils, random dispersed. So this is how it looks. You can see that the epithelium in a specular reflection. So you see there the corneal stroma being the biggest, and then the endothelium, the inner portion. And this is a thin optic section of a human cornea. So the stroma, on the other hand, is about 90% of the corneal thickness. So the corneal thickness is mostly stroma, correct? Which is mostly collagenous laminae. contains 2 to 3 keratocytes or the fibroblast in about 1% GAG. Okay? So ground substance called GAGs are very hydrophilic. What is hydrophilic? Can someone, let's be proactive. Let's talk. You can always open your mic and, get involved.
It is
Anyone?
uh, water loving.
Very good. Philic means love, right? So hydro is water. So this is water loving. Very good. So responsible for that is the ground substance. Okay? And this is causing the water imbibition. That's why there is that retention of water. Now the keratocytes is interspersed between collagenous lamellae, which is thin, flat cells, about 10 micron in diameter, and 5 to 50 micron of intercellular space joined together by your macula occludens or the hemidesmosomes. That is your keratocytes. What's the other term for keratocytes, Randall? It's fibroblasts. Okay? Okay? All right. So what is fibroblast? Keratocytes. Okay? Are we clear so far? Randall, we're good? All right. So the stromal lamellae, which is dense. When you say dense, it's hard, correct? Dense. That's why if your classmate is dense, it means we cannot pass through that hardness. Yes? Orderly fibrous connective tissue, stable protein collagen fibrils, regular arrangement is important. Why? Why is regular arrangement important, Randall?
For transparency po.
Very good. That's why. Because we want our cornea to be transparent. If it's not transparent, what's going to happen? Randall, give me a basic logic. Remember, I've been telling you simplify things.
It will be opaque, so therefore there will be an opacity.
So if there's an opacity, what will happen?
Blindness po, no?
Blindness naman kaagad. Sobra naman, toto kaagad. Blurring of vision, it depends on what kind of opacity. From a minor, which is mild, to severe, which is the max, correct? Then if it's max, then yes, correct. Blindness, such as corneal opacity has LMN, correct? Leucoma, macula, and nebula. Do you still remember that? All right, very good. Good job, Randall. Now, the stromal lamellae, which is about 200 to 250 lamellae superimposed, meaning to say they're one on top of each other with a thickness of 2 microns with 9 to 260 microns with length of 11.7. So the lamellar arrangement is parallel to corneal surface and one another. So as you can see here. So your decimase. So we're going through the ABCDE, correct, Randall? This is the ABCDE. Okay, the decimase or the decimates, as you would always say, either way is correct, naman. So I just don't want you to be shocked when you hear decimate. It's also acceptable. Decimates, it's also acceptable. Okay, so it has 10 to 12 micron. Structureless, slightly elastic, secreted by the endothelium. So meaning to say the decimase membrane is secreted by the endothelium. So without the endothelium, we don't have decimase, correct? Correct? Right. All right. Very regularly arranged. Remember, if it's regularly arranged, what happens? Randall,
will become transparent po.
Transparent. Very good. Good retention. Very good. Function as basement layer for endothelium. You are so good, Randall. Okay, you have this, the Hassel-Henle warts. Do you have warts? Do you know what warts are? It's like excess skin that is like protruding, right? So that's your warts. So you would see other people would have it, and what they do is they go to Kalayan. Other than Kalayan, there is Vicky Bello. Vicky Bello. IV clinic. Yes. To have it removed. Correct? So cornea also has that. So this is your Hassel-Henle or Hassel-Henle ones. So as you can see, there's a displaced endothelial nuclei, just like a wart. So next is your endothelium, last in the ABCDE, correct? Right. So single layer, 500,000 mainly hexagonal cells, 18 to 20 micron diameter, 5 micron thick, and this is non-replicating. So if your endothelium dies, what happens? Randall, it says non-replicating. What does that mean?
Bali, mag-a-adjust po yung ibang cell ng endothelium, lalawak siya, and then magkakaroon ng polymegaphysis.
Polymegaphysium. Okay. It's non-replicating. Okay. Bawal ang maggaya-gaya. Yun. To replicate. You know what replicate means, right? Is it gaya-gaya? Yes. All right. Okay. So that's your endothelium. And as a young individual, like the babies, you would know that their endothelium are all uniform. But as you grow older, there you go. As you grow older, you mentioned about polymegathism, correct? And these are all age-related cellular changes. Meaning to say, as you get older, you get wiser and uglier. Uglier. You just change, not uglier. If you age gracefully, then you're not ugly, right? But you get older, correct? Do you see yourself old, Randall? Do you think you're gonna be as handsome as you are now when you're older?
Of course, Doc.
Wow! Of course. Wow, love the confidence. That's what my wife said. So when you're already 99 years old, you're more handsome than you are now? Me, I think so. I think so. I think so. I think so. There are people that are ugly when they're young, but they're more handsome when they're old. Yeah, there are some. Like I think what's his name? George Clooney. He's better old than young. Who else is better old than young? There's a lot. They look, yeah. When they're young, they're not so handsome, but as they grow older, it's like they look better, right? Oh, there are some, but not all. There are some, unfortunately. But as long as Randall believes that he will be more handsome when he gets older, that's okay with me, right? All right, endothelial cells ultrastructure. You have rich in organelles, which is engaged in active transport. So what is an active pump? It's just like bringing in, what is an active pump? Like water. Do you think your water will be accessible without a pump? Where do you live, Randall? In a condo or in a townhouse or townhomes?
Nakadorm po ako ngayon, Doc.
What?
Dormitory po, Doc.
Dormitory. So dormitory, how many floors? How many stories?
3 stories po.
3. So can you imagine how can that water go up without a pump? Do you think it can go up?
Without a pump, it can go up. Doc.
It cannot, right? So just think of that. That is your endothelium, which is the active pump. So what does it pump? Of course, the oxygen. Wow, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Wow, amazing, right? That's why you would notice when you are asleep, there's still an active pump. So where do you get your oxygen? Randall, do you know where?
Everywhere, Doc.
Everywhere. I love that. It's called atmosphere. Okay, so where do you get the oxygen again?
From the atmosphere po. Doc.
Very good, the atmosphere. But when you're asleep, your eyes are closed?
Yes, Doc. But I believe
Okay, so where do you get the oxygen then?
from that ear film po.
From the tear film. With your eyes closed, of course, you need to have oxygen thanks to the aqueous humor. The aqueous humor is providing you with enough oxygen through the pump. That's why from the aqueous, it will be pumped through the endothelium all the way to your epithelium. Isn't that amazing? So are you knowledgeable about that? Do you know that? Or you have just learned that?
I learned from the past subjects po.
So you already know that. That when you are asleep, you are actually in shortage of oxygen because you get oxygen mainly from the atmosphere. But when you close your eyes, you are no longer you don't have access with the atmosphere anymore. Unless you sleep with your eyes open. Do you have your eyes open while sleeping? Yeah, Randall is sleeping with eyes open. No? No. Okay. So there you go. So protein synthesis for circulatory purposes, large numbers of mitochondria. Mitochondria, of course, more numerous around. What is mitochondria again? Who's got the power? Yeah, what's a mitochondria? Do you know what's a mitochondria? Or the mitochondria?
Mitochondria.
Uh-huh.
That's like the powerhouse of the cell.
Come here. What is it?
The energy thing.
Come here. I can't hear you. Let my 5-year-old kid teach you. Oh, no, not 5-year-old. 11. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hurry up. All right. Come here. Hurry up. So what is mitochondria again?
The energy source of the cell. It's the thing that powers the whole plant so that it can make sugars for it to eat.
Closer here. Maybe they cannot hear you. Say that again.
It's the thing that makes the plant be able to make sugars for it to eat and for it to grow by accepting sunlight. It's basically its brain, heart, lungs, it's every essential body part. If it didn't have it, it would die instantly.
Boom! Did you hear that? Randall, did you learn from my son?
Yes, Doc. I learned a lot.
Wow, whopping learning. Okay, let's have a quiz then. Okay. So your peripheral corneal, we will die. Did you hear that? We will die. Without mitochondria, we will all die. Is that right? Randall, do you agree?
Yes, Doc. I agree.
Okay, very good. The peripheral corneal vasculature, peripheral cornea, As you can see, which is adjacent, is the sclera to sclem or schlems, like a phlegm, supplied by your Simcor corneal vessel. Minor role in corneal nutrition. So it's like this. If you ask me, why is your cornea healthy? Thanks to the vessel. But remember, cornea is devoid of blood vessels, right? Am I right? What happens if your cornea has blood vessel? What will happen in the form of neovascularization? What happens? Because your cornea should always be transparent. And for it to be transparent, you don't need blood vessel present there. So how are you giving nourishment to your cornea? Huh, huh, huh? Should I call my son again? Do you want me to call my son again? Randall. It
No, the cornea gets its oxygen from the atmosphere, from the environment. It
okay.
doesn't have blood vessels because if it has blood vessels, specifically neovascularization, it will rupture and will cause scarring, then it will cause opacity, blurring of vision, and can lead to blindness.
Wow! Amazing! Nice construction. I love it. It's simply put, it's simply put, once you have neovascularization, there will be opacity. Okay? Meaning to say, that's why the vessels, the blood vessels, are not located on the cornea, but instead around, right? It's like circumcorneal. Circumcorneal from the word, it's surrounding, right? It's just around. That's why if you look, you can look at the limbus, right? And close to the limbus, you can see a lot of blood vessels waiting, correct? Correct? Is that correct? Okay. I believe I heard a thumbs up. Was it a thumbs up? A heart? Yes. All right. So, corneal innervation, one of the richest sensory nerve supply, is the ophthalmic division of the trigeminal nerve. That is for your corneal innervation. Now, fibers becomes more visible when you have edema. So when do you have edema? When do you have edema? Anybody? When do you have edema? Me, I already know the answer. Of course, I know the answer. Do you see any answers there, Randall? Can you read it for me?
Doc Ina is raising her hand.
Oh, okay. Ask her. What's the answer?
Doc, edema po is when swelling caused by build-up fluid in the body tissues po.
Wow, amazing. So, why is there imbibition? What caused it? Can you cite? Okay. When there's inflammation, of course, there must be some infection that happened, right? Or usually, if there's a disturbance, like, do you know that when you are asleep, there is already an inflammation? So your cornea is inflamed during sleep. Why is that? Anybody? Because you are Can someone answer? The answer is so easy, guys. Aya, Mimi's calling you. Mimi's calling you, but kiss me first. Anyone? Answers. I need answers. Hey, come here.
Hello po.
Hello then.
Sir, try lang po. Lack of water po.
Lack of water. Why is our eyes inflamed during sleep?
Because of a lack of air.
Very good. Oh my gosh, you are amazing. You are amazing. You are amazing. You are amazing. Say it to them again.
Because of a lack of air
Boom.
in it.
Very good. Because lack of air. Lack of oxygen. Very good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You want to take optometry? How young are you? 1 year old? Oh my gosh. That's too much. Okay. So, do you know it now, guys? Daryl, Jade, do you know the answer now?
Yes po.
What's the answer?
Lack of oxygen po. Air.
Very good. There you go. Good job. So this is the look of your corneal nerves. Those are just nerves. Nerves. As you can see, that's why it's so sensitive. Which is more sensitive, the cornea or the sclera? Can someone answer that?
Doc, excuse me po. They're answering sa comments po.
Hi, thank you, Riga. Where's your dad? Say hi to your dad. Ah. Tell your dad I have something
Sige
for
po.
him. Okay. So what's the answer, Rika? You know, Rika is my inaanak.
You mentioned that
What's the-
last meeting po. Cornea po.
That-
They're mentioning cornea po.
What?
They're mentioning cornea po sa comments po.
Cornea. Very good. It is the cornea. It is the cornea. More sensitive than sclera. There you go. Because of those nerves. All right. So this is your physiological characteristics, sensory, parasympathetic, and the sympathetic innervation. So let's talk about conjunctiva. The conjunctiva is a mucous membrane, translucent rather than transparent. That's why you would notice the conjunctiva ends where? Limbal area. It cannot penetrate all the way to the cornea. You cannot have conjunctiva on the cornea because you will make the cornea translucent. But remember, our cornea is transparent. So where does it end? Ora serrata, hot. It's not working. Are we clear? Any questions so far? Good. All right, the conjunctiva continues with the lining of the globe beyond the cornea, upper and lower fornices. That's why you would notice to the lid. There you go. Skin at the lid margin, corneal epithelium at the limbus, and the nasal mucosa at the lacrimal puncta or punctae. Yeah. So this is how it looks like. So it's about all over, except of course your cornea. You cannot have that there because it will make, if you have that, then you won't have a transparent cornea. That's why. Okay. Now it is a loose and it moves freely, allows independent movement. and thinnest over the tendons capsule. The regional division of your conjunctiva, you have the palpebral, you have the fornicis, the bulbar, the plica semilunaris, and the carbuncle. Do you know the carbuncle? There is the carantes. That's a joke. Do you know the caruncles and the carantes?
Yeah.
You have uncles and... Okay, forget about my joke. No one gets my joke. Yeah, do you get my joke? Take a look at this. It says caruncle. You know the counterpart?
What's caruncle? Carunk?
Yeah, you got it. You're so bright, little boy. The aunties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is carunc a thing?
Uh-huh.
What's that?
The counterpart of uncle.
But what is a caruncle a real thing?
Yes, of course.
It's a regional division of the conjunctiva.
Yes.
What does it do?
It's like a covering. It's like a membrane.
So it's like, huh?
Uh-huh. Like
Huh?
a covering.
So it's like the cornea?
No.
It covers your eye. Cornea. What is it?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. I'm hungry.
Okay, so this is the coverage of your conjunctiva to the lid. As you can see, if you invert your lid, that's conjunctiva, which is your palpebral conjunctiva. You also have the seminaries, the caruncle, and the bulbar conjunctiva. Okay. Oh, time check. Are we still good? You guys still good? Are you already bored? What time do we end, Rika?
8 po, Doc.
8. Okay. So conjunctiva is composed of 2 layers, the epithelium and the stroma. Okay. If cornea has 5 layers, conjunctiva has only 2 layers. Okay, remember that, guys. 2 layers, because on Saturday we're gonna have a quiz. You already know that. Conjunctival epithelium, the 5 layers of the corneal epithelial cells, which we have learned earlier. And then we have the surface not as smooth as cornea, basement membrane present. Surface cells have microplicae in the microvilli for retention of water. Now, not water per se, but the water layer. Yeah, that's why, you need to have that. If not, it's gonna be, if it dries like a dry eye, for example, you would have erosion, and that's something that is not good. Of course, you know that. For the conjunctival glands, we have the goblet cells, the glands of Wolfram, the glands of Cross, and the crypts of Henle. Okay, so the conjunctival arteries, the palpebral branches of nasal and the lacrimal arteries of lids, larger branches from peripheral, and the marginal arteries arcade. So lower lid peripheral arcade not always present. The anterior ciliary arteries, which is here, as you can see, against your palpebral arteries. So at least you would know them by location. Rika, you would know them by location. The other one is on the sclera, while the other one is on the palpebra. Correct? Right. Right. So the limbus is the transport. Another joke. It's kind of hard to have a joke. Have you taken a limbus? Do you know what a limbus? Limbus going to Makati? Or do you take a limbus going to Quezon City? What bus do you take? Which limbus do you take? Rika, do you take limbus?
Hindi po, Doc.
Okay. Is LRT a limbus? No, it's a train. What's the difference between a train and a limbus? Because a bus is smaller, a train is bigger. Beats me. All right. So this is your limbus. And your limbus has a purpose. And what's the purpose of your limbus again? As anatomical reference for your HVID. It's a reference. Meaning to say your HVID ends there. Or your horizontal white to white. Or your vertical white to white. That's your limbus. Limbus. Okay? Which is a transition zone between the cornea and the conjunctiva or sclera. So meaning to say, it's like this. Rika, it's like saying from Canada to the US, there's that boundary. So you would cross, you would know that you're already exiting the US because you are entering that like atoll that says stop here because this already belongs to Canada. So you are now crossing Canada, right? Right. That's your limbus. That's why you will always remember limbus. Okay, it's kind of hard. Rika said, ninong kong corny-corny. Bibigyan ko siya ng corny. Pagdating ko, sabihin mo sa daddy mo, bili ka ng corny. Okay ba yun? Favorite na daddy niya. Di ba? Yes. All right, so that's your limbus. Okay. And then you have your corneal to conjunctival scleral. We have cornea, 5-layer against conjunctiva. We said that earlier, only 2, right? But if you can see, it's so easy, right? It's so easy. The difference is so easy. Now, this one can also help you. The goblet cells is not present there. As you can see, the X, corneal, and limbal. You don't have goblet cells. The bulbar conjunctiva, yes, present. Melanocytes, not present in the corneal. But limbal and bulbar, it is. Blood vessels, no. Of course, you cannot have blood vessels in the cornea or else it will be translucent to opaque. But present, limbal, and the bulbar. That's why your cornea is still healthy. Thanks to the blood vessels in the circumlimbal. There you go. So far, so good? Are we good? All right. So if we're good, let me see. All right. This is the dimension of the limbal region, depth of 1, width of 1 point. It's good to know. And the function is nourishment. And for aqueous humor, drainage. So it's a drainage. To drain. Okay? So we have limbal vasculature, means the vessels. We have the terminal arteries against the recurrent. So that's your recurrent, which is away from the limbus. While the terminal arteries is going to the limbus. Can you remember that? What is going to the limbus? The terminal arteries. What is going away? The recurrent arteries. Yes? Correct? Yay! Very good. Okay, let's